What if I told you that athletes who make over $15 million a year to play a single sports game were underpaid for it? This is an even crazy thing to be considering, but believe it or not, it's true. Sports play a huge role in today's society and how the industry has grown significantly over the past few years. Sports occupy a unique cultural escape and unify us in ways that nothing else does. No matter where we go, sports are inescapable. The industry gets 24/7 exposure across all forms of media, including radio, TV, newspapers, and the internet. Now, I will probably never make it to the professional sports leagues to experience this for myself, nor will I ever make as much money as these athletes do. As a fan and athlete, though, I do understand how much money that these athletes make and how much work they put in to make the amount of money that they do. Professional sports are all around us, play a huge role in today's society. Athletes have become celebrities and are household names all over the world. How much these athletes are being paid has been questioned because they make so much. But even with the amount of money that they make, it is believed that they are still underpaid and deserve more for their lifelong commitment and dedication to their sports. Today, I'm going to share with you the importance of athletes and the rare abilities of professional sports athletes as reasons to why these athletes are underpaid. So first, let's examine the importance of athletes in society as well as in their respective organizations. So, the importance of athletes in society. Many of these athletes are looked at as role models in society. They are more than just athletes. Professional athletes set great examples as what they should look like and what they should do in society. Their hard work and dedication to their respective sports give an idea to why they are successful as they are. Years and years of dedication, working hard as they possibly can, jumping through hoops, just doing stuff just so they can be seen to get this opportunity to play at the level they're at. According to Auerbach, many athletes had to overcome serious adversities to succeed, and kids going through similar struggles can relate to that. So kids who are struggling or are in a bad situation at home or something along those lines see these athletes who were once in their shoes and see how successful they are, and that brings them to the point where they think they can do that, where they see, oh, he worked as hard as he did and dedicated himself. Maybe if I do that, I can get to that level too and be as successful as him. Another thing, kids look up to athletes. And for these kids that are lucky enough to ever meet or get a moment with these athletes, something as simple as giving the kid a high five, taking your time to take his picture, sit and talk to him, or even giving him an autograph will give him a memory for the rest of his life or make his day. So, brings me to my next point, charities and foundations. A lot of athletes create their own foundations or donate a certain amount of their salaries to charities. Why do they do this? One, it's the right thing to do, and these athletes care about other people. They just don't want this to be about them. They know that they needed support from people to get to the point where they're at to make all this money, and they feel that they need to give back to the communities or specific people or help out somebody to make themselves feel better about how they act. LeBron James is a perfect example of the importance that an athlete can have on a young child's life. He started the I Promise School, which is the new public elementary school in Akron, Ohio, that gives underprivileged kids the opportunity to go to a public school for free. And James has also been a big advocate for education. And according to Reed, has already helped 1,100 students get a college education by helping them pay for it or giving them full rides to certain schools. LeBron James is more than just an athlete and has made it very clear that he wants to have lasting impact on society beyond the basketball court. Now, how important they are in their specific organizations. Athletes are an essential part of enormously large, profitable companies in the professional sports league. The National Football League, Major League Baseball, and the National Basketball Association generate billions and billions of dollars in revenue every year. And without the players, the leagues would not exist. So players' salaries are simply their share of all the cash that these hugely successful businesses bring in. These guys bring in 50,000 to 120,000 people a night, depending on what sport they're in. I mean, that's quite the crowd to have watching them, and it's quite the revenue that they're bringing in just for a simple sports game. So, brings you back to LeBron James. We're going to compare his unique contributions to the 2015-2016 Cleveland Cavaliers NBA Finals run to that of David Letterman, who is a TV show host on CBS. So Letterman is also a skilled performer who reportedly was paid $28 million per year by CBS to perform on late night TV. LeBron James made $23 million during the year 2015 to 2016 season, where he took his team to the NBA Finals, played about 100 games, and that is according to Sports Illustrated. Back to David Letterman, I guess he fell ill a few years ago, and CBS brought in various guest hosts to fill in for him. And the network's ratings did not go down. So back to LeBron James. He has since left the Cleveland Cavaliers since they made that finals run and championship run. And they have fallen to the bottom third of the league in record, fired their head coach, and had multiple different front office issues. This example provides the importance that one player has an entire organization and the forecast for an organization, and that they deserve every dime that they get paid. Now we're going to talk about the athletes' rare abilities that they possess. So according to PK, there are about 4,200 professional athletes across the 4 major sports in the United States. This is about 0.0013% of the population here in the United States. The abilities of these athletes are so rare that only 0.0013% of the population can participate in professional sports. So to prove that this gap is very large and to show just how unique these talents are for these professional athletes, I'm going to show you a series of tweets from former president candidate Bernie Sanders, and then a reaction to that tweet by a baseball-based Twitter account. So here they are. And it reads, Bernie Sanders tweeted, this was in response to Garrett Cole signing with the New York Yankees for $324 million over a 9-year period. So if pitchers can make $324 million, we can pay every teacher in this country at least $60,000. Fair enough. And then their response was, Mrs. Smith isn't dotting 101 mile an hour on the black for 8 innings straight. So for those of you who don't know what that means, painting the black is basically putting the ball on maybe 2 inches corner to corner on the plate. So he's throwing 100 miles an hour at a 2-inch spot on each corner of the plate for 8 innings straight for probably about 100 pitches. This is extremely difficult, and not everybody has this ability to do. So there's probably a lot of teachers out there who are probably very talented, but do not have the unique or rare ability to do what Garrett Cole can do. So that just proves that point as to why being a professional athlete is so hard, which is what we're going to keep discussing here. So everybody in their life has tried to play and participate in some sort of sporting game or event, or tried something athletic at some point in their life. The athletes who make serious money are really talented, many of whom combine hard work with undeniable talent to make a career out of what they love. According to PK, the odds are so stacked against being an athlete as a career that a few absurd contracts is the name of the game. For all the millions of children who grew up dreaming they'd be the next Michael Jordan, Emmitt Smith, Babe Ruth, Wayne Gretzky, or Pele, almost zero will ever come close to that. That's just how rare those athletes really are, and the skills that those guys have really are. Also, the road is long and exhausting. The road to professional sports, that is. And having some sort of reasonable reward at the end of that road for those who do make it through the different problems, such as injuries, family issues, you're away from your family, learning to live on your own, if you're a young kid, that come along this road to the show, which is these professional sports leagues. So, in conclusion, the issue of how underpaying athletes will continue to be a very controversial, and will be different depending on who you are asking. These athletes are very important to society as well as their respective organizations. They also possess skills and abilities that no one besides other professional athletes can even dream to match. So, when you look at an athlete at the professional level, remember everything that they do beyond what their abilities are, and understand how much they really do both on and off the court, and how talented and gifted these players really are. Thank you, and have a good night.